Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Travis.
And I'm Amanda, and today we're going to show you guys all about the Cape Coral Canal system. It's the main reason everybody moves and loves the Cape Coral area. We have over 400 miles of canals, which also brings a lot of questions when you're purchasing a home, whether it's going to be your primary residence or an investment property
Definitely
location.
a lot to know about the canal systems in Cape Coral. So what we want to show you right now is essentially where Cape Coral is located at in Florida.
We're right here in the southwest of Florida. We're about 2 hours from Tampa, 3 hours from Orlando, and then Miami down here, about 2.5 hours to Miami. So definitely another plus about our area. You can really be anywhere within a few hours. So let's zoom in.
Before you zoom in too far, but let's show them how we are located. Surrounded by water on three sides. We are very close to Pine Island. We have the Machalta Pass coming through us in Pine Island. Then we also have the Caloosahatchee River, known as the Caloosahatchee River for the Calusa Indians that were here. And then also very popular island around Cape Coral, Sanibel Island, known for awesome tarpon fishing and things like that. It's a very beautiful place.
Fort Myers Beach is right here.
Let's kind of zoom in and give them an idea of the canals. So as you zoom in farther, you can see that it's known as Little Italy because of all the canal systems that we have. Like she said earlier, we have 400 miles of canal systems, both freshwater and saltwater. We have some canal systems that lead directly to the Gulf. Other canal systems that have locks and gates that you have to be very aware of because they can really hinder the way you get to the water. And the freshwater systems here are awesome. They also have some boat slips to get into the freshwater systems just in case you want to do some bass fishing, typically as you would in freshwater.
I'm going to switch over and show you guys this, and then we can come back over here to this one. But this is a map that I got off the city website. But I like it because it's simple and a clear layout of the dark blue that you see. That's all saltwater canals. And then these light blue areas are freshwater canals. So zoom in a little bit so you can get a clear picture of that.
I didn't even realize we had that many freshwater systems.
Yep. So I say let's kind of start up here and talk about the area, and then we can work around. But this up here is actually considered North Fort Myers address. A lot of it is salt water and not a lot of bridges, which is something else that you want to consider because it's going to affect, like, if there's a bridge, you can't get a sailboat in there, the size of your boat. So there is a few, but it's not a ton of bridges up here in this area. But also because it's North Fort Myers city limits instead of Cape Coral, the house that you get for your money is a little bit better.
Definitely.
But I mean, it is a little bit up the river, so it does, going to take you a little bit longer to come down to get to the beach, but people do it every day.
Yeah, that's definitely the reason why you would save money. And she also mentioned about the sailboat access. You have to be very careful as well on that because some of the canals, even though they don't have a bridge, don't have the depth they need to accommodate sailboats. So you have to be very aware, even though it's no bridges, direct Gulf access, whether or not it's actually deep enough for some of the sailboats. And I've seen quite a few bridges that are, 8 feet above the water, which is going to limit, like she said, the ability to put in larger boats. So if you just have a ski boat or a pontoon boat or something like that, typically it's not a huge deal. But if you do have one of the larger fishing boats, yachts, things of that nature, sailboats, you have to be very cautious about where you start looking for the properties.
And definitely make sure you get with the realtor that knows what's going on with the systems down here, because even some of them that don't have the bridges, there is a few that you do have to worry with the power lines. So just make sure the person knows what's going on in the area. But as we're working down, just point out right here is Rosin Park, which is a boat landing, and they have like a little chill picnic area that's really nice. And right above it, they're actually, if you caught our Waterway Estates video, there is a new marina that's coming right here in this area.
4 Mile Cove also has a boat landing and picnic area and playground area as well. That's a very awesome place. You'll see people going in and out of that boat slip all day long. Very busy spot.
And then we come down here. This is the southeast, is what we consider Cape Coral. Your homes are going to get a little bit pricier down here because you have, obviously it's at the bottom, so it's going to be quicker access to open water. And also you have so many openings, like here, 3, 4, all the way down. There's multiple points to, get out to open water, versus some of the areas you only have one. There's a lot going on down here too. Del Prado, this, runs, but it runs all the way down. There's a ton of stuff from food and gyms and things to do on this road. And then this one, the Cape Coral Bridge right here, that's kind of like downtown Cape Coral, and tons of restaurants.
Yeah, we just went to the Bacon Fest the other night and pretty much bar hopped most of that evening. Went to about 10, 12 different bars. That was pretty cool. Also to mention, down here in Cape Coral, we have the Slipaway Food Truck Park and Marina that is also coming down by the Cape Coral Bridge right there. Here. There's going to be 10 food trucks there. We made a video about this, so you can go back and check that out. They're going to have boat slips. So once again, a huge plus about Cape Coral is having so many things to do from your boat. So that's going to be a pretty cool little spot. Something new that's coming.
Yep. And so let's move over a little bit, but something else to notice over here on this side is you don't have any of the locks or anything like that. So those homes are, going to be a little bit on the pricier side. But then when we get over here to the southwest side, we do have a boat lock right here. And so basically the lock is in place to separate the fresh and the salt water. And so sometimes the line can get backed up. So just something to consider when you are looking over here on this side. Anything else to note over here?
Well, one of the things that we've had a lot of discussions about when it comes to looking at properties on the southwest side is how long does it take for you to get to open water in your boat. It can get mighty hot down here in southwest Florida. So if you have to take a 30, 45 minute, 1 hour trip on your boat just to get to open water, that can get kind of aggravating. So you need to be aware of, once again, where you're looking at your properties. If that's not a big deal to you, cool, we can go look at those properties. However, if it is, we need to make sure that we're getting you closer to open water.
Yep. And then as we move up, this area right here is going to be the northwest side, right here. And the opening, see, like right here you have this one opening that gets out to open water, but this area right here, a lot of the new development, there's a ton of new houses over here in this area.
Yeah, Burnt Store Road is definitely becoming a very popular area of Cape Coral.
And if you can see these little islands right here, is 7 little islands. They have a huge project coming here called the 7 islands, right?
It's a 7-island project. It's going to be marinas. It's going to have some living facilities, shops, things of that nature. It's going to be a very awesome development among the many other developments we got coming right now.
But a few things to note, if you are looking in this area right here, a lot of the homes are new, but a lot of these are not on city like water and sewer yet. So, you know, that's one thing not being on it, but they have started converting a lot of these homes in this area to city water and sewer, but that means with Cape Coral an assessment as well. So one thing to keep in mind when you are looking up here in this area.
Always check out your assessments. You want to make sure that they're either paid or in your budget.
Yep.
You know, Cape Coral, once again, the wonderful thing about having all these canal systems is being able to just walk out your back door, see the beautiful water, the wildlife. She loves to go outside and see the dolphins and turtles and things of that nature that are right in our backyard. Having the ability just to walk and hop into your boat and go hang out on the islands. Let's take a look at some of the islands you can hang out at. Like, for instance, Sanibel Bridge. That's a pretty cool spot. Yeah, so right here along the Sanibel Bridge, it's actually being reconstructed right now due to the hurricane that we recently had. However, once it's done, you will have several areas where you can come and park your boat and hang out. That's a pretty cool spot, not to mention just around the island itself. Once again, just to note, the fishing is well known around Sanibel Island and all through the Mache Pass. You can also take your boat down to Fort Myers Beach and hang out. Plenty of restaurants all over the river, all over these bay areas that you can pull up to. Nightlife as well that you can just drive your boat up, avoid the traffic. That makes it extremely awesome. We like to go hang out at Lover's Key, which is quite a trip from our house. However, you know, if you got a long day and you want to just waste some time, why not take a ride down to Lover's Key? That's a pretty cool spot.
But it only takes us what, like 35 minutes to get there? 40 minutes?
About 45 minutes.
So still, you know, not too bad considering, you know, beach, and
yeah,
I don't mind the drive.
And also, let's head back over towards the river. So all of these little islands that you see, these are all areas where you can come up to and hang out on your boat, you know, get away from people, maybe go have a picnic with the family. Just going to keep on mentioning the fact that we got some of the best fishing ever here. We love to go fishing.
And one thing that I do want to mention is I have a website where you can go, and if you're looking at a house in a certain area, and we can enter the address and see how long it would take you in a boat to get to open water. So if you want access to that, just I'll link our Facebook in the description, and you just come message me over there and I'll shoot the website to you, because you know, sometimes if a lot of these canals is no wake, because we have manatees all over the place. So just something to note, you definitely want to know how long it's going to take you to get to open water if that's something that is important to you. So if you guys have any questions, you can drop them in the comments, and if it's any topic that you want us to cover when it comes to Cape Coral, Fort Myers, anywhere in Southwest Florida.
Yeah, so definitely message us, and there's so many more things to know about the canal systems here in Cape Coral and the wonderful things that you can do here. So we would love to hear from you, and if you got anything from this video, please subscribe, like it, comment on it, all those good things, and we'll see y'all in the next video.